Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome to the Credit Plug channel where we talk about how to build credit, how to establish relationships with banks and financial institutions, and most importantly, how to get you access to high limit credit funding. If that's something that you like to listen to, we definitely welcome you to subscribe. We put out a ton of different videos on a variety of different credit and financial related topics. So we definitely welcome you to subscribe. If not, you could always like, share, or just comment right down below. So today's video, I'm doing something a little bit different, and this video idea or topic kind of stemmed from a comment that I received the other day where a particular subscriber asked, what's my top 5 credit cards? And I thought I should probably do a video about that, but then I was thinking, I don't even think that I have a top 5 because I definitely utilize credit cards depending on the particular spend category. So whether that's I have a card for groceries, dining, gas, if I want to rack up points for travel, if I'm utilizing the 0% APR offer, or if I'm trying to get some type of cash back, whether that's 2%, 3%, whatever. So I really can't say that I have a top 5 per se because of that reason. It all depends on how I'm utilizing it, and I've become very aware and cognizant of which cards I'm using for which types of purchases. So instead of doing like a top 5 or top 10, I actually just wanted to also, for a lot of the new subscribers who probably haven't looked at some of the older videos on my channel, I've definitely done individual reviews, but I thought this might be a good opportunity to just kind of do a recap and condense all of the reviews into one video. And so I'm going to share with you, a variety of different credit cards that I have at the moment, as well as cards that I've acquired along my credit journey. So from rebuilding cards, secure cards, and then up to rewards cards, and also business credit cards as well. So first, I thought would start off with just the rebuilding and secure cards, which I did accumulate a good amount of those. So I'm in no particular order. I'm just going to do a quick recap. And so the first card that I'm going to pull out is the Merrick Bank secured card. This was a card that I got when I was doing research, and like I said, like I've gone through the trial and error of trying to, figure out which cards unsecure, what bureaus they pull from, kind of just to get an idea of like the characteristics of a particular financial institution. So the Merrick Bank secure card doesn't unsecure, but it did trigger the invitation to the Merrick double line. This is the Harley Davidson secure card by US Bank. I still have this one active. Navy Federal in rewards, one of the best. I've done a video on this. Really good credit card. It unsecures to about 2,000 if you deposit less than 2,000. This one right here, and I'm not covering this up because this card is no longer active, but this is Northwest Federal Credit Union. I was doing some research and I was told that their secure card unsecures when I opened it, but then about a year later, I went to a branch that opened near me and inquired about it, and then I was told that it doesn't unsecure, and they actually took this off of their website. So I wound up closing this, even though I could have continued building a relationship. I still have a checking account with them. And this is the Applied Visa. This is a bank that's out of Delaware. Again, I went through the trial and error. This doesn't unsecure, but I believe there's no minimum credit requirement. So this is maybe along the lines of like an Open Sky. Anyone can get it. Next up, this is the Amazon Store Card Builder. This card came out last July, and they've since discontinued it. So it was a very short window to actually get this card. I actually got it for research purposes. They said that it would unsecure automatically in 7 months. It's been more than 7 months. It hasn't unsecured yet, so I'm still collecting data points on that. But thanks for the subscribers who notified me that it's discontinued since. So then next up, Discover It. This, is probably one of the best secure cards. They double your cash back. It's not as easy to get. They do have a history of denying people, even on the secure card. Legacy Visa, this is part of a group of credit cards from First National, First Savings Bank. They're all affiliated with each other. They cap out at 1,500. You got to go to optoutprescreen.com and opt in order to get an invitation. This one is the Capital One Platinum. It's actually my first credit card when I started rebuilding. So I've had this credit card the longest. Still kind of a low limit. I don't use it at all, but I'm keeping it open because of the age. Capital One Quicksilver 1. I did a video on this. I've since upgraded this to the Venture card. And then, as I was saying, Open Sky. A lot of people don't like Open Sky because it doesn't unsecure, but it definitely serves a purpose. Particular people who are going through like a bankruptcy and they can't get a card anywhere. There's no minimum requirements. There's no credit check. So this is just a way to get a bank issued revolving account reporting. So definitely serves its purpose. Then we have the Olo Mastercard. This is a rebuilder card. You could get it through the Experian Credit Match or through optoutprescreen.com, as I mentioned. I called in a couple months ago to try to get a credit limit increase, but the representative was like, you barely use this, so why do you need a credit limit increase? So to get a credit limit increase with Olo, you definitely should be using it frequently. The infamous Credit One. This is probably one of the first 5 cards that I got, and a lot of people, don't like it. I get a lot of comments on how terrible it is. I'm not disputing that, but at the same time, there's other cards that deserve more criticism, like the First Premier, Total Visa. Those cards are a lot worse in my opinion because they charge activation fees on top of annual fees and monthly fees and like absorptive interest rates. So give Credit One some slack. So next up, like I mentioned, First Savings. This is a part of the Legacy Visa family. And then I have the Show Mastercard. I never did a review on this. So this is kind of similar to like the Legacy, First Savings, Blaze. It's not affiliated. It's underwritten by Bryant State Bank, and I don't know where that is, but they so I called in to get, so this caps out at 1,500. I called in to get the annual fee waived, which was $75. They wouldn't do it, so then I wound up just canceling it because I wasn't using it anyways, so I saw no need to keep it open. But another one through Opt Out Prescreen. This is the Merrick Double Line. So this is a pretty good rebuilding unsecured card. They'll start you off at a limit, and then after 7 months, they'll double your limit. And then I don't think it never came with the annual fee to begin with. So this is just a potential revolving account, no rewards, nothing like that, no cash back, but just something like a sock drawer card that you could build age. Blaze Mastercard, another one very similar. And so that rounds out the rebuilding and secure cards. Now I just want to go into, I guess, I want to go into like store cards / like cards that aren't in my top 10 and they didn't really fit into another category. So we have the NTB Tire Kingdom card. That's through Citibank. They have promotional offers on tires, oil changes, repairs, things like that. And then we have, I'm gonna show these at the same time, Zales and Jared. I did a review on these two. Those are jewelry cards. This is one way to get just a revolving account, very, very low requirements. And they'll usually start you with like 2,500. I've never really seen anything lower than that, but their jewelry is overpriced and low quality. So I'll never ever use those. Synchrony Car Care, again, kind of similar to the NTB. They have promotional offers, so that one. And then Starwood's SPG. This was like the third Amex card that I got. And so the Starwood's SPG eventually was converted into the American Express Bonvoy. I don't really use it, but it does have the hotel credit, which is actually worth the $95 annual fee. Then I have the Amex Green Card. I use this for like bills and stuff like that, just to make sure I pay it off. It's a charge card, so it they now have the pay over time feature, but generally, charge cards are due every month. Then the Amex Blue Delta, they switched up the rewards on this. I'm considering upgrading it to one of the more premium Delta Amex cards, but I don't use it that much. And then we have the Discover Chrome, which once the Discover It upgrades, then it turns into the Discover Chrome. So that rounds out the cards that I guess I don't really use, slash they're not in the top. Now I'm going to go into business credit cards, business related. So this is the Shell Fleet. This is a WEX related gas card. It's a revolving account. I actually like it. It's good for business, purchases with gas and stuff like that. Makes things easy. So, but you do need a business to get that. And then I have the Fuelman Advantage. Fuelman, I did like it first, but then I noticed that they started to put additional fees and taxes on your bill. So, like if I paid $100 worth of gas, then they'll add like these fuel surcharges. So I was like, what was I could have used a regular business credit card. So, not really a fan of Fuelman anymore. Next up is the Sam's Club store card. So the card that they give you for the store card version, this is a business store card. So Sam's Club has about 4 different cards, right? They have the Sam's Club store card, Sam's Club Mastercard for both personal and business. So there's like 4 different cards that you could get. This is the business. So this serves as the membership card as well as the store card. Got like $10,000 on this. And this is one of the very few cards that you could get without using a personal credit check. So this is approvals based exclusively on your business credit profile, specifically your Experian Business IntelliScore. So I did a video on that. Next up is the Amex Plum card. Did a couple videos on this. I really like this card. This was my first business card. And the other day I made a little mini rant on, people promoting like business credit with no PG. You could get this card. I got this card just because of my existing relationship with Amex. So I definitely recommend this. I've since canceled it because I have the gold card, which kind of makes this obsolete. And then we have the Amazon Amex business card, just the regular one, not the Prime version. And then we have the Prime version. So there's, I did a video on this. There's a couple ways to increase your chances of getting approved for this. One is actually having the Amazon business profile set up before you apply to this. So I did a video on that. This is actually a pretty good card. They have a lot of perks, and they actually will give you a free Amazon Prime membership once you set up a 30-day free trial and you add an additional employee to your account. And you get like QuickBooks, you get GoDaddy Business Telephone. Pretty good card. Then the Spark Business, Spark Classic card. Honestly, I probably used this card once. It's, collecting dust. I'm not a big fan of it. And then this is the American Express corporate card. This is a little bit different than the business cards. Now, finally, we're going to get into the top cards. Now, these are cards that I use for different purposes, and it's going to be a little bit hard, so I'm going to just kind of start from the top. The Venture card from Capital One. I'll probably use this more because of the 2x points. Remember, I upgraded this from the Quicksilver 1. Then the Discover It Cash Back. This has the rotating 5% category, so I use this in conjunction with other cards depending on the 5% category for the particular quarter. So whether that's groceries, wholesale clubs, gas, whatever. Um, the 5% actually in the first year is more valuable in some cases. For example, like Target has a 5%, Target Red, uh, the Walmart has the 5% card. And but if you're using this, since they double it, it's like you're kind of getting 10%. So like for that particular quarter, I'll use this instead of the actual store card that gives you 5%. Next up, we have the Amex Cash Magnet card. I like this card. It only gives you 1.5% cash back, but it does have a $150 intro offer that I got. So, you know, it's okay. Next up, I want to go with the Navy Federal Platinum card. I'm currently using this for 0% APR for 12 months, which I'm, you know, taking advantage of. Then I'm going to have to say the Navy Federal Cash Rewards 1.5%, and then they have a nice introductory bonus of $250 after you spend $2,500 within the first 3 months. So, you know, can't go wrong with Navy Federal, right? All right, now it's getting a little close. Next up, I'm going to have to go with the more rewards Amex Navy Federal. The reason why I like this card is because it gives you 3x gas, groceries, and dining. So I don't have to really think about, you know, how I maximize it with this card. You know, it's pretty straightforward. So that, and then I guess we're gonna have to go with, like I said, the Target Red card. I really like this card just for the simple fact I get 5% back. I shop at Target a lot as well, and then this is a card that can grow. So when I first got this card, it started off with like a $300 limit. Now it's up to like $2,600. But the next, so I've gotten 3 credit limit increase. So the next one hopefully should trigger this to a Mastercard. And that's what I'm hoping on. So the Mastercard, then I'll be able to use it outside of Target. And then I'm gonna have to go with the TD Bank Cash card. I did a video on this. Originally, this was a secured card, but then it graduated, and I like this 3x on dining, gas, and then 2x on groceries. So it's a pretty good card. And now, I guess after that, I'm gonna go with the PayPal Mastercard. Reason why I like this card is because not only does it give you 2%, with Synchrony Bank, I've kind of played around with it a little bit. To get the increases, they like to see that you pay it all, you know, you utilize it and pay it back quickly. And another thing reason why I use this more than like some of my other cards, the Visa cards, because Mastercard seems to go through with like if you do auto payments and stuff like that. I've had many cases where the Visa cards will, you know, it might be okay for a couple months, and then 1 month it might just randomly get rejected for no reason whatsoever. So I've gotten a lot better results with MasterCard in terms of payments just going through. So I really like this. And this is another one that can grow. They have you can do a soft pull increases at any time that you like. I usually, as a rule of thumb, will request increases whenever I get any increase in my credit score, and it's reflected in their online credit monitoring. So PayPal. And then this is getting down to the top 2, the American Express Business Gold Card. I like this card. It's a metal card, so I'm a really big fan. And then I guess my favorite card is the American Express Blue Cash Preferred. So I get a lot of, when I did a video on this, I got a lot of comments like, oh, that's not the Blue Cash Preferred, that's the Blue Cash Everyday. But if you look closely on the strip, on this little strip right here, it says Preferred. The reason why is because they changed the design recently to the Centurion. Prior to that, I've had this card for 3 years. The Blue Cash Everyday and the Blue Cash Preferred looked almost identical except for this little strip here. So just to clarify that. And the reason why I like the Blue Cash Preferred is because it has a ton of value. 6% cash back on groceries. Now that's the best grocery category card on the market, and I get so much value from it. So it's 6% up to 6,000. So if I'm maximizing that, and it's kind of interesting because that's right around the yearly spend that I do on groceries. So I'm just reaching that because after 6,000, then it drops down to 1%. So depending on, like, if you have a large family, it might not make sense. But for me, it works perfectly. That seems to be like the sweet spot. And then on top of that, so that's $360 worth of cash back. And then they have other like 3% on like transit and stuff like that. Gas is 3% as well, and that doesn't count towards the 6,000. But then on top of that, they allow you, for every person you refer and is approved, you get a $75 statement credit up to $550 a year. So you add the 360 plus the 550, that's $910 minus the $95 annual fee. That's over $815 worth of value every year for the American Express Blue Cash Preferred. That's why it's my favorite card. Now, I just wanted to go over all these cards just to give you a sense. Now, these aren't all the cards. There's a couple I couldn't find. They're either in my car, or stuck in the couch, or like in my pants or something like that. But I just wanted to give you guys a sense of, for some of the new subscribers who haven't gone back and watched all the different reviews, just to give you just a condensed version of just the cards that I've utilized throughout my credit journey. And like I said, these aren't all of them. I have other digital accounts that, like the PayPal credit, the Amazon corporate line of credit, the Apple card. I don't know where that is right now. It's probably in my office. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys just a sense, and just to show you, you could start off from the bottom and grow your way up. I know some people will comment, hey, like, where's Chase? I do have a relationship with Chase. I have, checking and savings and stuff like that with Chase. But unfortunately, I'm way past the 524, and I don't know the next time I'm going to be under that. Maybe once I get everything out the way, then I'll focus on Chase, because I'll be good. But yeah, that's all I wanted to really share with this video. Let me, you guys know what your favorite cards are. If you have a favorite card, just comment down below your favorite card and the reason why. Otherwise, that's all I have for this video. And another reminder too, if you're interested in how to trigger automatic approvals, we'll be hosting a live Zoom Sunday, May 3rd from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll post a link in the description if you want to sign up. We'll be going over different credit scoring algorithms and how to really position your credit profile to trigger those automatic approvals. So if that's something you're interested, we definitely welcome you to join. Other than that, that's all I have for this video. Y'all take it easy, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace.